All right. So, hi, guys. This is Joel Cleaver from Jim's Group again. I'm with Craig and Chelsea Smith. And your territory is Jim's Antennas, Warrnambool. So, I got a bit excited when I saw the Warrnambool part because I'm from there. But you just told me you're from Portland. So, you live in Portland. So, your Jim's Antennas, Portland, Warrnambool. That area, Port Fairy, you've got a beautiful part of the world for your service there. So, maybe you want to talk about prior to what you're doing before Jim's Antennas.
Prior to Jim's, been working at the Portland aluminium smelter for probably the last 10 years.
That's Alcoa, was it? The Alcoa one? Yep.
Yep.
Local knowledge.
Managing a scaffolding and corrosion control crew out there, so doing all the preventative maintenance on the plant out there.
Yep. And then what prompted a change to do your own business? What happened?
Trying to get that work-life balance, I suppose. I was doing long hours out there. Lots of stress, I suppose, involved, and looking to do what I want to do, I suppose, for a change.
Yeah. And when you say to do what you want to do, did you have an interest in this sort of field, or was it just the interest in running your own business? Or
interest in running our own business, but looked into this field and seen some good points there, I suppose. So yeah.
Nice. So how did you find out about Jim's Antennas? Was it just something you looked online, or?
Yeah, online. Yep.
Yep. And what was it about it that you liked, or that seemed that you liked?
I suppose in today's day and age, the security side of it interested us as well. So it was a antennas and security franchise, big broad range of things to do.
That's a good point, actually, to point out. You do the dual franchise. So you do have the security services, and there's a large range of those which come with that. And there's, I think there's some qualifications and to become licensed and stuff like that as well that you go through.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got some security training coming up in November, I think. So,
yep. Nice. What about you? What do you think of the decision, Chelsea? Was it something you were behind, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Definitely something that we looked into and done our research and had been a long time coming. So yeah, totally on board.
And what was it in the research that sort of put your mind at ease or sort of made you a bit more confident?
Look, we spoke to a few other franchisees as well. Went and did our day on the road with Dave up in Horsham, which was really good.
He's a nice guy, Dave. I talked to him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good character.
Yeah. And from there, it sort of just snowballed. It just felt right, I suppose. So, yeah.
What about the day on the road did you like? Was it just sort of, you could just ask all your questions? It was just sort of a genuine sort of look at it, right? You can have all these info packs and read as much as you want online, but at least, when you're in that van with David, for example, you can ask whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. You can ask it as it comes to your head, I suppose. You don't have to be too much pre-prepared. Just if it jumps in your head, you just ask that question and you get the genuine answer then and there. So
yeah. It was good to see also, like, from the starting point of a lead coming through to how it actually, the process.
Okay. Do you want to maybe talk on that a bit more? Because that's a good point, actually, about that, from where the work comes from and how it goes through to then be a work. So
yeah, it was really good to see, because obviously not having experienced that before, you couldn't sort of picture exactly how that came to fruition, I suppose. So yeah, to see it actually come through, and then to see Dave call within the first 5-10 minutes, touch base with the client, and then go from there. It was really good to see.
Yeah, that's a good point. And because you can hear about as much as you want in info packs and stuff, and until you see it and actually see it in action, it probably explains a lot better. I know David's got a good system with all his apps and things like that, and he's a very good franchisee. And I looked at your ratings as well before. I think 26 star ratings already, 5 stars, which is really good. So you're obviously doing a great job out there.
Yeah. Well, they're happy so far. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So let's talk about the training itself. So you've come, from an unrelated, or maybe sort of related in some skills. So how was the training experience, and what happened with that?
Training was good. So that was with Dave in Horsham as well. Obviously, couldn't get to Melbourne with where we're at with COVID at the moment. It was good. We did a bit of antenna work. We did a lot of security training as well.
Yeah, well, it's been a little bit hard with the COVID issue to actually sort of get out and about and meet the guys in Melbourne. So that's been a little bit hard, I suppose, would you say?
Yeah, because I know Jim's Antennas got a lot of really good, lot of good franchisees, and a lot of them are based in Melbourne. Obviously, David's probably the closest one and the other one in Ballarat. But yeah, absolutely, because I know they do a lot of training all the time, don't they? I think in meetings and things like that. And how are you going with the support so far? I think is Troy supporting you, or which one?
I spoke to Troy the other day. Again, Dave's really good. I'm on the phone to Dave a fair bit when I get stuck. So, and he's happy to sit there and talk me through stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. So with going over that training again, is it something, because you come, so obviously you go out there with Dave, you can call him what other training are you doing? Is it something from head office coming, or how's it work?
On the antenna side, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'd probably like a little bit more on the phone data and the antenna side.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more coming my way.
Yeah.
I suppose it's something I have to delve into and ask.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. And basically with the, I was going to say, what about your lifestyle now? Obviously COVID's it's a bit different, but what's your lifestyle now compared to before working at the Alcoa?
Yeah, a lot more. Well, I get to see the kids of a morning before they go to school, I suppose. A lot more relaxed, I suppose. I feel a lot less stressed.
You seem relaxed. How old are your kids? Or do you have a young family, or?
Kids are 19 and 17. So fairly old. Both, well, obviously 17-year-old's still at home. Daughter's 19, she's still at home. So
yeah. Nice. And so you're just a bit more relaxed. There's bit more stress like that. So because people think running a business is stressful. So you're saying the opposite generally what people would think. So how's that?
A little bit, yeah. I think I find it easier to turn off now as opposed to where I was working. Obviously, when you've got trying to troubleshoot some jobs, you might think about those a bit more during your time off. But but it's a lot more. I feel a lot more relaxed, I suppose. Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference, Chelsea?
Yes. I think just the freedom of sort of being able to work for yourself and not come and go as you please, but be a little bit more flexible. Yeah, it's been good.
What's your typical week sort of looking like now? Have you got a couple of jobs a day, one job a day, or what's your sort of a typical work week looking like?
This week's been probably my slowest week. But prior to this week, I've been probably averaging at least a lead a day, and then some referrals. So I'd nearly average 2 jobs a day, I suppose, at the moment. And I was probably sort of happy with that, just being from new to the industry, I suppose.
Easy.
Not wanting to get too overwhelmed with too much work and trying to nut it out. But yeah, so at the moment it's probably 2 jobs a day, and then hopefully we'll ramp up from here as I get more confidence in what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Whereas when people start, they want to take everything on, and then obviously you can generate a lot of complaints and things like that. And so you're taking a pretty measured approach. You're just trying to do what you can, take your time and do a really good job, which is reflective in your star ratings. And then if you want to, you can scale up or build up a bigger business.
Yeah. So, and that was our plan from the start, was to get it right, not just jump in straight at it and maybe, like you say, get some bad feedback. But if we can keep everyone happy, and then we can slowly build on our speed and how quick we do jobs and all that sort of thing, can grow from there.
Yeah, well, it's reflective in your ratings so far. You know, the 5 stars, 26 5-star surveys already, which is pretty good, which is pretty impressive. So what about the services you're offering? Do you want to go into a bit more detail about all of the services? So you said you got antennas and you got the security. So maybe you want to touch on some of those for customers.
Yep. Antennas, obviously poor reception issues, new antennas, new mounts, amplifiers. We also do the display solutions, so wall mount your TVs, get them up out of the way, and then we've also got the phone data, so phone points in your house, data points in your house. What else?
Security system, is the security system something you want to start working on, or?
Yeah, so I'm waiting for my security license to come through now.
Yep.
So once that comes through, I think that takes about 30 days or something like that. And then obviously that'll hopefully coincide with me training in Melbourne for security in November. And then once I get that all in place, it should be hopefully right to run with that.
I hope so, yeah, because you can then really expand your business with those security services, and obviously there's different margins and things in products and stuff like that. And I know a lot of the boys we talk to for this, they obviously do all the security as well. And I think David McDonald, he said it on the Ask Jim last night, he said done a $35,000 a month, which was with mobile phone boosters and security. I was just thinking, wow, it's if you can have that as well, it's a pretty good place to be.
Absolutely.
What are you doing in your area to build up your work? Are you sort of going out there as well, referral networks or real estate agents, or how have you been doing that?
Real estate agents, letterbox dropping, and then leaving cards with clients that that they can recommend us to their family and friends and all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Do you notice the momentum slowly picking up with that sort of stuff, or?
Yeah, yep.
Definitely. We've also left the car parked down the street a couple of times just to be a presence.
Yeah. And then pull in for a coffee. It's a good excuse to have a coffee too. Your car's on the road, so go and have a coffee, and people drive past and see your car. So yeah.
It's an old school trick, but it works. You know, the old mobile billboard. I know people wants to talk about digital online and stuff, but the old school, getting in your uniform or just sitting down the road, it does work, doesn't it? Just lets them know you're in the area.
Absolutely.
What's your plan for the next year with your business? Is something you just want to get the security side down, and you want to do some more training down in Melbourne? Hopefully, touchwood, we can have that. What's your sort of plan?
Yeah, plan would be more training. Get to probably bit more knowledge in what I'm doing, I suppose. Get on that security side as well and build that up. And
keep going.
Keep going. And obviously you got the support there as well to use as well, like David, and you've got Troy, and you got other people as well. Hopefully when you can meet the others, I'm sure you'll make a bit more of a network as well when we can travel.
That's the one to grow that network, so you've got that skill and knowledge to tap into.
Are you happy with your decision?
Yeah, I am. Yep. Obviously get daunted at times with being so green to the industry, I suppose. You sort of go, oh geez, do I know how to do that? Or but again, if you're tapping into your Daves and your Troys, can get your way through it, and you pick it up pretty quick too. So
I think that's the important thing. When you get stuck, just ask for help. A lot of people don't do that, but you've got that support with Troy and David, who are really experienced and doing really well, to sort of use their knowledge to help build yourself up and as you go.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for anyone maybe who's thinking about wanting to join, or when you're in a similar position to you?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Why not?
And for anyone watching, you are from Western Victoria. So you're the Western Victoria area, the Southwest. That's you. So anywhere, Port Fairy, Warrnambool, where's it, Portland, Hamilton, you got that as well?
Yep, Hamilton, yeah.
Cover,
pretty much all the way around, out to Camperdown,
Costa Nelson.
Glen Thompson.
Yeah.
Beautiful countryside. So
have you been all over? Have you been to do jobs in all those sort of areas yet, or?
Yeah, been to Glen Thompson, out to Petersburg, Chatsworth, yeah. You get to see probably get to see more of the countryside than we have before. So yeah, it's good.
You got a nice big territory. You probably got one of the biggest ones, I reckon. Yourself and David, and the regional ones. So it's a benefit of being the regional franchisees. You have that nice large territory, which is just you.
Yep.
All right. So what I'll do there, guys, is thank you very much for your time today. And thank you for joining me and just sharing a bit about your journey so far. And if you are in the Southwest Victoria, make sure you call 131546 or jimsantennas.com.au.